What's shaking, Chewy Nation? ChewbaccaLemma here, back with another Madden 20 Ultimate Team video. Today, we are predicting Team of the Year coming in a few days. It was announced today, on Friday, that it's coming next week. So I figured, why not try to predict who's coming? Also, we'll talk a little bit about investments, guys you could invest in, maybe sell them when they come out, or actually just use the items, as well as players that will not be in this promo because I believe they will get awards, honors, like Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, and I guess Stephon Gilmore, though he just got a card, so that's probably unlikely anyway. So I just want to mention that off the bat, so you're wondering why those guys are missing, that would be why. Let's go ahead and start with quarterback. This one I believe to be a stone cold lock. Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, a quarterback, got his signature card, and then the Redux obviously came with that. So later on, when they brought the new series, so you got Russell Wilson. This card is interesting because he will get NFL. He'll get QB playmaker, which means you can playmaker any receiver on the field, the closest receiver, and you can. It's immediate. So if you push right, if you're pushing up on the right stick, it will immediately go up. Immediately. So if you want to drag, you hit up, it will just go straight upfield. It's really, really good. It's always been good. It hasn't really been in the game until recently. Wide receiver's been getting it. Now a quarterback's going to get it, which means every receiver will be able to do that. So going to be pretty good. Only way to really defend it well is by manning it up, and even that sometimes is inconsistent. So if that's something you're interested in, Russell Wilson, not only is that interesting, but other people might be interested in that, which means his Redux card could go up. So maybe an investment opportunity there, but I believe him to get the card because Lamar Jackson is getting the MVP. Running back. There's a few options here. I do have one that I believe to be a lock. They're receiving back because usually they have, last year they had James White. Austin Eckler, I think, is going to be the receiving back. I think this is actually a pretty, I don't want to say it's a lock because you never know, but who else is getting this? Assuming they do a receiving back, I feel like this is a really, really good option here. Obviously, that's the one I came up with, so of course I think it's a good option. So Austin Eckler there from the Los Angeles Chargers, I believe to be a lock. And then the running backs, the other running back, I'm going to choose Nick Chubb. I'm between Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry. I don't know if I missed another guy, but those are the two I'm between. Those guys, Nick Chubb hasn't got a card in quite a while. Derrick Henry, it's been a little while as well. Both guys probably could get a. I really don't know on this one. It's like 51-49. I'm going to go with Chubb. It's been a long time since he got one. I think Derrick Henry's already going to, because he's just so good, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if he gets another card for some other reason. We'll see. You could say the same thing about Chubb, though. So I'll go with Chubb. No real reason over Henry, and then Eckler as well. Fullback. I don't know. Fullbacks aren't even, how many fullbacks even play anymore? Patrick Ricard, Anthony Sherman. I'll go Anthony Sherman. I don't know. This one's really difficult. I'm sure there's a fullback that's on the field a decent amount, but I don't see anybody. When I was going through the list, I'm like, I don't really see any of these guys that are going to get upgrades, so I'm going to go Anthony Sherman. Wide receiver. This gets a lot more interesting. So I think that Michael Thomas, assuming he doesn't get Offensive Player of the Year, I think he'll get a wide receiver item here. He was obviously amazing. Best receiver stat-wise in the league, so he should get the Team of the Year. That should be pretty much a lock. The only reason he wouldn't get it is if somehow they know that he's going to get Offensive Player of the Year, or if they predict that, or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to go with Michael Thomas. And then, even though he had a down year, I'm going to go with DeAndre Hopkins. He still was an All-Pro. I think the offense was just, it just didn't work quite as well for his numbers, but still a beast. He was like, I don't know, 12th in yards or something. It was a little bit down for him for being maybe the best receiver in the game right there with Michael Thomas. So I'm going to put him as the other option. And then Chris Godwin, who had an amazing year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is a high-octane offense. It throws for a lot of yards, obviously a lot of interceptions as well. But I'm going to go with Chris Godwin as well for the wide receiver. So those are my three wide receivers. I don't know how they're going to break those up with, they had a slot receiver last year, then they had two others. I think they had then a return man, which I guess will lead to this. This one is going to be off the cuff. This one's going to be one that no one, I think, probably has talked about. He doesn't even have an item in Madden. All-Pro kick returner, will be a wide receiver, though. Deontay Harris from the Saints. He was an All-Pro. He doesn't even have an item in the game, unless I missed it. Maybe I missed it. But doesn't even have an item. Hopefully that's the case, because I'm saying it. Give him a card. Why not Team of the Year? I feel like he's an all-pro. Come on. Deontay Harris. This could also go to Cordero Patterson. There's a lot of return mans. I don't know. Hardman, does he, I don't know. But I'm going to say Deontay Harris, completely out of left field, it may seem, but that would be pretty cool to get him in the game. So Deontay Harris will be my 4th wide receiver, just like they did last year. Tight end, George Kittle. Not much to say here, except he is an amazing tight end, and he is due for an upgrade, and there's really no other option. Maybe the most lock of any item in this promo. It's hard to say, but yeah, George Kittle. Left tackle. I'm not going to spend too much time on offensive linemen. He got one last year as well, David Bakhtiari. Left guard. Sadly, also got not sadly, but he got an item last year as well for Team of the Year. Quentin Nelson. Maybe they'll give it to Batonio, but Quentin Nelson's so good. Maybe they don't want to repeat guys. That's the only worry I have here. But I'm gonna still go Quentin Nelson. Center. A lot of options here that are due for upgrades. This one is probably the hardest of all the offensive linemen. Rodney Hudson, Alex Mack. Alex Mack, I think I got one last year. Travis Frederick, Mitch Morris, Ben Jones. All these guys I see like could potentially get it, even if they maybe didn't have an amazing year. I'm gonna go with Rodney Hudson. Rodney Hudson will be the center I choose. But if you want to go with Ben Jones or any of those other guys, Alex Mack maybe as well could get it. But then it's another guy from last year. So Rodney Hudson. Right guard. I'm going to go Zach Martin. Yonda, I know he got a gauntlet card, but maybe. Obviously, he's an amazing guard. But he also got a Team of the... I'm just picking all the guys from last year, but they're so good. Offensive linemen generally are, get good year in, and year out. There we go. But I'm going to go Zach Martin here at right guard. Right tackle. I'm going to go Ryan Ramczyk. I know he has I think it was a kickoff player, but it doesn't go into the power-up kick from that promo. So I'm going to go Ryan Ramczyk from the Saints. You could also go Schwartz here as well. I'm sure there's another guy there that you could go. But I'm going to go with Ryan Ramczyk. Left end, Joey Bosa. I think he got a Harvest card last. Joey Bosa is very good from the Ohio State University. He's pretty good at football. I'm going to go with him at left end. Right end, I got Aaron Donald. Depending on how they slot these linemen, it's really tough because they have like edge rushers, and it's kind of confusing. It's not really confusing, but why not? Why do they even have like left and right end? Just put like edge rushers into your whatever. They need to switch that. But I'm going to go with Aaron Donald here. Brandon Graham also deserving of an upgrade, maybe. But if Aaron Donald doesn't get an honors card, which he always could, he's the best player in football. But I'm assuming he won't. So Aaron Donald, I'm going to slot him here for Team of the Year. He is so very good at football. Yeah, like I said, best player in football. Right end, Aaron Donald. Brandon Graham, maybe. Defensive tackle, I got a lot of guys here. DeForest Buckner, Grady Jarrett, Chris Jones, Fletcher Cox. All guys that could get upgrades here. But I'm actually going to go with Grady Jarrett for defensive tackle. And if I have to choose two, which I don't think I do, I think they only had one last year, I would not be shocked if Fletcher Cox gets an upgrade since he hasn't got one since Mutt Heroes. DeForest Buckner wouldn't be shocked as well because his kickoff card doesn't go into a power-up. Chris Jones, all guys that make sense to get at one. But I'm going to go with Grady Jarrett from the Atlanta Falcons. Left outside linebacker, also edge rusher, whatever you want to call him. I'm going to go with TJ Watt. He's also very good at football, much like his brother, JJ, Derek. He's made the NFL. I mean, he's a fullback. It's hard to use him. I mean, give us some Watt chemistry in Madden. That would be awesome. I would use Derek. I would. But TJ Watt had an amazing year, obviously. And this is... he's good. Left outside linebacker, edge rusher, whatever they put him as. TJ Watt, Team of the Year, coming your way. Also, want to add Shaq Barrett as well. Could get an item. Also would make sense as an edge rusher, though. I don't know how many edge rushers / left outside linebacker / whatever they decide to do with them, like they did last year. Not a clue, but I would not be shocked if Shaq gets one as well. Middle linebacker, Bobby Wagner. Yeah, he's good. Bobby Wagner should get one. Luke Kuechly could as well, depending on how they do that. Again, it's just a guessing game how they do it. But I'm going to go with Bobby Wagner as my number one option. And if there's a second one, Luke Kuechly. Right outside linebacker. I didn't really see any good coverage linebackers like we've had in the past. I don't know, Leighton Vander Esch, I got one last year. Telvin Smith, I believe, was injured all year. So I'm going to go with Chandler Jones, another edge rusher, all pro. But he would make sense to get an upgrade. I mean, he's an absolute stud. one of the best pass rushers in the game. So Chandler Jones, I'll go ahead and mention this now. I do find it unlikely that all these people, I don't think I'm batting 100%. Like I think it's almost impossible because they're not going to have this many edge rushers. They're going to have some guys that are more coverage guys. I just didn't see anybody. I think it might be somebody off the radar here. Chandler Jones will get one, but it'll be edge rusher. Then they'll have another right outside linebacker that's, more of a coverage guy. Last year, I think they had like 3 or 4 left ends or right ends or something. So that could be, it's really tough to predict what they do with that. But I'm going to go with Chandler Jones. Cornerback. All right, I got 3. I have a bunch of them, actually. Tre'Davious White, Desmond Trufant, Marlon Humphrey, Quentin Dunbar, Patrick Peterson, Casey Hayward, and then the one that I think is actually got a pretty good chance. I don't think anybody's probably talking about this, but since they usually do a slot corner, at least they did last year, Nickel Roby-Coleman will be my slot corner. I know he got a zero chill card, but I mean that's not that long. I mean that's still it's pretty recent, but I'm gonna go Nickel Roby-Coleman, even though he just got a card. I don't know who else is gonna get the slot corner. I'm sure there's somebody that around. I know Desmond King got it last year. I don't know. Maybe they don't even do a slot corner this year, but I'm gonna go with Nickel Roby-Coleman again, kind of off the radar. And then for my corners, my other 2, I'm gonna go with Tre'Davious White from the Buffalo Bills. I really thought he was gonna get a playoff card, which is why I did not predict Stephon Gilmore to get one. But I'm gonna go with Tre'Davious White and then Quentin Dunbar from the Washington Redskins. Those will be my 2, and then Nickel Roby-Coleman. I wouldn't be shocked if the other guys I mentioned, like Humphrey, gets a card. Or other guys that are just due for upgrades, even if they may not have had the most amazing year. A Desmond Trufant, Patrick Peterson, Casey Hayward, which all are solid or really good corners. Would not be shocked if any of those guys got upgrades, but I'm gonna go with Tre'Davious White, Quentin Dunbar, and slot Nickel Roby-Coleman. Free safety. I didn't really think too much about this, but I'm gonna go Minkah Fitzpatrick. Would make sense. Other guy that maybe could get it. Maybe the Honey Badger could. From the Chiefs, I would not be shocked there. I don't even know if I have any Chiefs on my list. There's some guys that I think were close, but I'm not sure if I did. There's a lot of Chiefs that I mentioned, but I don't know if they actually if they made my team looking at it. So could this be where the Honey Badger fits in? Maybe there's a Chief that I missed as well. Like Schwartz could definitely get the right tackle one for sure. But Minkah Fitzpatrick, maybe the Honey Badger, but we'll go Minkah for free safety. Strong safety, Jamal Adams. I'm still rocking his Mutt Hero. He's sitting there just waiting to get upgraded. Jamal Adams is absolutely insane, and he is my strong safety. Not much to say about that. I think this makes sense to give him an item. I think he got one last year as well, but he's so good, and he will move the packs. So, Jamal Adams. Finally, I know it's not too exciting to end in kicker and punter, but kicker, Justin Tucker, best kicker. He's amazing, so I'm going to give him. And punter, I'm going to go Tress Way, though I think Brett Kern, even though he got it last year, he's a beast, so would not be shocked if he gets it again. So I'm going to go Tress Way and Justin Tucker there for the punter and kicker, respectively. But that's the team. So that's it. That's what I went through. I know I tried to go as fast as possible, but real quick, I'm going to go through it again. Russell Wilson, Nick Chubb and Austin Eckler, fullback Anthony Sherman, wide receiver Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Godwin, and kick returner Deontay Harris. Tight end, George Kittle. Left tackle, Bakhtiari. Left guard, Quentin Nelson. Center, Rodney Hudson. Right guard, Zach Martin. Right tackle, Ryan Ramczyk. Left end, Joey Bosa. Right end, Aaron Donald. Defensive tackle, Grady Jarrett. If there's another one, Fletcher Cox. Left outside linebacker, TJ Watt. Middle linebacker, Bobby Wagner. Right outside linebacker, Chandler Jones. I mentioned some other guys that definitely could get items as well. Corner, Tre'Davious White, Quentin Dunbar. Slot corner, Nickel Roby-Coleman. Free safety, Minkah Fitzpatrick. Strong safety, Jamal Adams. Kicker, Justin Tucker. Punter, Tress Way. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your predictions down below. If there's anything you disagree, if I really missed somebody, I'll be interested to see how many I get right. I'm going to guess I get them all right. No, we'll see. I think it's really tough because you just don't know what the edge rusher. The defense is just so hard, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you're looking for investments, those are the guys I think could get cards. So I think like the TJ Watts, guys that are popular cards, Jamal Adams, Russell Wilson, those guys that people really like to use. Even somebody like a Chris Godwin who's going to be really, could be really interesting depending on where speed comes in at. There's a lot of guys you could look at and be like, okay, his next item, how good is it going to look? Do you think people are going to do it? Maybe I'll go ahead and buy a few of his Redux cards or whatever it may be. But Jamal Adams, if he gets a card, obviously it's going to be worth a lot. Russell Wilson would make sense. Some others as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bobby Wagner. You guys are absolutely incredible. That's all I got. ChewbaccaLemma out.